In 1957, a businessman named Malcolm McLean looked at a shipping container and changed global trade forever. Today, a different kind of container moves the world's most valuable asset: time. Every year, millions of people wait in airport security lines, sit at crowded gates, and adjust their schedules around airline timetables. A small number of people decided to do the opposite. They bought the airplane. Let's get into it. Level 1. Very light jets. This is where private aviation begins. Aircraft like the Cirrus Vision Jet and Embraer Phenom 100 typically cost between $3 million and $8 million. They carry 4 to 7 passengers and are designed for short regional flights. To most people, this already sounds absurd. An airplane for one person. But in the private aviation world, these aircraft are considered the entry point. The owner at this level is usually experiencing something new. For the first time in his life, his schedule has become more valuable than money. Not infinitely valuable, just enough that commercial flying starts to feel inefficient. He has built a successful business, maybe a chain of clinics, maybe a logistics company, maybe a software startup that finally worked. He isn't trying to impress anyone, at least not yet. He simply wants to leave when he wants to leave. The aircraft is practical, comfortable, efficient, and surprisingly modest by private aviation standards. The cabin is small, the range is limited, the luxury is restrained. It still feels like an airplane. That feeling disappears quickly. Level 2. Light jets. Aircraft like the Cessna Citation. CJ4 and Embraer Phenom 300 sit in this category. Prices range from roughly $8 million to $15 million. The cabin gets larger, the range stretches farther, the experience becomes smoother. For the first time, the owner starts bringing other people, business partners, investors, family members, clients. The jet is no longer just transportation. It is becoming a tool. The interesting thing about wealth is that every luxury begins as a convenience, then slowly becomes a necessity. The owner remembers when flying private felt extravagant. Now he finds himself frustrated whenever he has to fly commercial. Not because commercial travel is bad, because he has become accustomed to controlling the clock. The greatest luxury in the world is not leather seats. It is deciding when your day begins and when it ends. The jet gives him that control. But eventually, even control is not enough. The next level is about eliminating distance itself. Level 3. Mid-size and super mid-size jets. This is the category occupied by aircraft like the Citation Longitude, Challenger 3500, and Gulfstream G280. Prices typically range from $20 million to $40 million. Now things become different. Flights that once required fuel stops become direct routes. Entire countries become single-day trips. The cabin becomes large enough for people to genuinely live inside it for several hours. There are conference tables, entertainment systems, premium dining, enough room to walk comfortably, and something else begins to happen. The owner stops thinking about airports. He thinks about destinations. Distance is becoming irrelevant. A meeting in New York, dinner in Miami, breakfast in Toronto. The aircraft makes all of it feel routine. The buyer at this level is usually running something substantial. Hundreds of employees, perhaps thousands. His company no longer operates in one city or even one country. Time zones are becoming part of the job description. The jet isn't a reward anymore, it is infrastructure. A bridge connecting opportunities that are too far apart for everyone else. Most people would assume this is the peak. After all, how much more airplane could anyone possibly need? The answer is quite a lot. Level 4. Ultra-long-range jets. This is the kingdom of aircraft like the Gulfstream G700, Bombardier Global 7500, and Dassault Falcon 10X. Prices begin around $75 million and often exceed $100 million. The numbers become difficult to visualize. Over 7,000 miles of range, non-stop flights across oceans, cabins longer than some apartments, private bedrooms, showers, dining areas, dedicated crew quarters. The first thing people notice is the luxury, the leather, the wood, the lighting. But those aren't the most impressive features. The most impressive feature is what the aircraft removes. Layovers, duct connections, waiting, compromise. The owner can leave Los Angeles and arrive in Tokyo without reorganizing his life around airline schedules. The aircraft bends the world into a more convenient shape. The buyer at this level is rarely an entrepreneur anymore. He is often the founder, the chairman, the billionaire investor, the person whose decisions affect entire industries. His schedule is managed by assistants. His meetings are scheduled months in advance, and his aircraft follows him like a mobile headquarters. What makes this level fascinating is that nobody talks about speed. The aircraft are incredibly fast, but speed is a concern for people trying to catch up. These buyers are trying to stay ahead. And then there is the final level, a place where owning the airplane is no longer enough. Level 5. Flying mansions. Above every private jet brochure exists a world with no standard options, no catalog, no predefined package, only imagination. This is the realm of Boeing business jets and Airbus corporate jets. The airframes themselves can cost well over $100 million. The finished aircraft often exceed $200 million. Some climb far beyond that. The process begins with an empty shell, thousands of square feet of space. Then the owner starts making decisions. Bedrooms, offices, conference rooms, dining halls, lounges, private suites. Some owners install marble bathrooms. Others commission handcrafted furniture. Some create flying boardrooms capable of hosting executive meetings at 40,000 feet. One aircraft may look like a luxury penthouse. Another may resemble a 5-star hotel. Another may function as a command center for a global business empire. The design process can take years. Engineers, architects, interior designers, craftsmen, entire teams working for a single client, a single airplane. The buyer here is not purchasing transportation. He is commissioning a world, a place that exists specifically for him, his routines, his preferences, his lifestyle, his vision. At level 1, the airplane saves time. At level 2, it creates convenience. At level 3, it eliminates distance. At level 4, it becomes infrastructure. At level 5, it becomes architecture. A private building that happens to fly. And here's the number that makes everything else make sense. More than 45 million commercial flights take off around the world every year. Most people are one passenger among hundreds. The people at the highest level of private aviation made a different decision. They stopped buying seats, they bought the sky.